Hare Krishna, welcome to the online classes. It's a special Srimad Bhagavatam series. So we have been lecturing on Srimad Bhagavatam series. Today is the third verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the first verses we have covered the glories of absolute truth. In second verse of Srimad Bhagavatam we have covered the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today we are going to discuss on the very important subject matter, continuing this most important first three verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a prayer, the preface to the Bhagavatam, all first three verses. So the today's verses is about the sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam. So before we start, we offer our मंगलाचरण ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय अमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्री चैतन्यं नवभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदं सहन ललितां श्री विशाखामितं च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरि बोल. So welcome to this welcome to the online classes. So today we are going to discuss on the sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam. The first two verses we have covered about the glories of absolute truth, Sri Krishna. जन्मादेश जतन व्यातितरतच्चास्तेषु अभिज्ञ स्वरातेन ब्रह्मोदयादिकवमिहन्ति यस्सूर्यः तेजपरिमृद्धां यथा विनिमयत् अत्र तिसर्गमिश्रा धाम्ना स्नेन सदा निरस्तकूकं सत्यं परम धीमहि. The absolute truth is satyam param dhimahi. This absolute truth, glories of absolute truth, we have covered it. And in second chapter, in second verses, we have covered the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, how Srimad Bhagavatam is a very, dharma projita kaitava atra param nirmasaranam satam vedyam vastavam atra vastu shivadam tapatra mulanam Srimad Bhagavatam hamuni kurte kimba pareshwara saddhudasya avaruddhate tatra kriti vivisusurivi. So Srimad Bhagavatam glories, how glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is non different from Krishna. Krishna tulya Bhagavata Vibhu Sarvasraya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So it is Srimad Bhagavatam, and it has rejected all the kind of religions and established the real principle of religion, that is Bhagavata Dharma. Therefore this Srimad Bhagavatam is a superior literature. So in these today's verses, it is not only superior but it is sweet. It is realizable. Nigama kalpataru galitam phalam sukhamukat amrita sanjitam pivatam bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. So today verses is not only the transcendental qualities of Srimad Bhagavatam. The author himself, Vasudev, is describing not only the superior quality but also sweetness of Srimad Bhagavatam. Very realizable to everyone. So, see, because before we start, we have a little introduction about the Vedas. the position of Bhagavatam, Veda, Vedanta and Bhagavatam. So Veda means to know, knowledge. It comes from the Sanskrit root word Vid. Vid means Vid sabd. Vid means to know. Veda Vid. Veti Veda Vid. Jnanam. That means anything we can get the knowledge, that is called Veda. Veda means knowledge, to know. That is Vedic knowledge. Shruti Pramana is Shruti. Sabda Pramana is the Sabda Pramana means it is received through the oral reception. Later on, Vyasadeva has written it because in this age of Kali, people have short-lived, short memory. Memory is not so tentative memory. So, elephantine memory. Therefore, it has been written now. So, Veda deals with so many kind of knowledge. It's like a kalpataru. Today's verse, let's go to today's verses, then we can define of all the things. So, today's verses here you can see the Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam. So here you can see here, it's like Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam Sukhamukhat Amruta Darba Samjutam. So Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam Sukhamukhat Amruta Darba Samjutam Pibatam Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhurav Rasika Bhuvi Bhavuka. So the translation given by Srila Prabhupada as follows, that O expert and thoughtful men, really Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desired tree of Vedic literature. It emanated from the lips of Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already releasable for all, including liberated soul. So, this Srimad Bhagavatam is a mature fruit of Nigama Kalpataru. Nigama means Veda. Veda means it coming from Vishabda, to know knowledge. Vedanta means ultimate knowledge, the end of knowledge, Anta. So Veda deals with so many type of knowledge, material and spiritual knowledge also. Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, so many political, sociology, psychology, everything. Airmanship, how to fly, how to make sheep, everything you can find in Veda. That is knowledge. Reservoir of knowledge, this is repository of knowledge, vast knowledge. And the ultimate knowledge is Vedanta. What is that ultimate knowledge? Atatha Brahma Jigyasa, to inquire about absolute truth. Who is this absolute truth? Therefore, the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vedanta Sutra, the Vedanta, the ultimate knowledge, all the summary of Vedic knowledge is summarized in the Vedanta Sutra. And Vedanta Sutra begins with Atata Brahma Jigyasa, to inquire about absolute truth. That is the duty of human being, to inquire about who is God, who is absolute truth. Atata Brahma Jigyasa. Human being is not meant for, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That is animal propensity. That is common in animal. These principles are common in animal also. But we have been endowed with extra qualities. Dharma eka adhika vishesha. That extra intelligent to inquire about Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now we have got this human form of life. Now you inquire about. That is the first aphorism, first statement of Vedanta, the ultimate knowledge. To inquire about who is this God. And Srimad Bhagavatam is also start with the same thing. Janmadesya jataha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadesya jataha. The Vedanta Sutra start with Athata Brahma Jigyasa Janmadesya jataha. Inquire about absolute truth. And answers also Janmadesya jataha. That absolute truth is that everything is the source of all creation, maintenance and destruction. Everything emanated from him. Srimad Bhagavatam also starts with the same thing. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva means son of Vasudeva. The Krishna is the absolute truth. Janmadesya jataha. Janmadi means he is the source of creation, maintenance and destruction. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural explanation of Vedanta Sutra. It is the ultimate knowledge Bhagavatam. It is the explanation of that ultimate knowledge Vedanta. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is very superior than any other literature. Sarva Vedanta Sarahi Sri Bhagavatam Istate. It is stated, Sukadeva Goswami stated here, the Sarva Vedanta Sara, the essence of, the cream of all Vedic knowledge, or essence of all Vedanta is Srimad Bhagavatam. Rasamrita Tittam Anyatra Rati Koschit. Those who have tasted this, they will not like any other thing. That is the position of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a natural explanation, commentary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a natural commentary of Vedanta Sutra. So today, we say the compiler, the author, Vyasadeva is comparing this Srimad Bhagavatam as Nigama Kalpatarur Galitam Phalam. Nigama means Veda. Kalpatarur means digatory. So we don't have experienced the digatory. Here if you go to mango tree, you cannot get samosa. Sir, I need samosa from mango tree. No, mango tree you can get mango, apple tree you can get apple, orange tree you can get apple. But spiritual world is the digatory. In that digatory you can get everything. You can go to mango tree and ask for samosa. That is stated in Brahma Samhita. Nigama, what is that? Brahma Samhita, or the description of spiritual world is there. Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpavruksha lakshabhutesu surabhair avipalayantam Lakshmi saharsa satasam brahma sabhyamanam govindamadi purusam tama aham bhajami. So Chintamani prakara, the spiritual world, spiritual sky is not made up like bricks, touchstone. We don't have a experience of touchstone. Touchstone means Chintamani. If anything it touches, it becomes gold. That is touchstone. Whole spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, Vaikuntha is made up of touchstone. Chintamani prakara. So Atmasu Kalpa Vrukya. They have a Kalpa Vrukya means digatory. Anything you want, they can give. That is called digatory. We don't have experience here, some normal tree. Because the material existence is a poverty reflection. So many cows are there. Surabhi cow. Unlimited milk. Lakshmi Saharsa Satasam Brahma Sabhyamanam Govindam Adipusha. So that is the description given in Bhagavatam. Sorry, Brahma Samhita. Nigama Kalpataru Galitam. And that digatory, simply digatory is there, but no, if a tree without fruits will not be useful, useless. So here it is said that this Veda is a digatory. Because Veda, everything you get, Dhanur Veda, Aur Veda, different, whatever you want to become a Brahma, you want to become Indra, you can get the knowledge how to become Brahma, how to become Indra, you can get how to go back to Godhead also, you can get it from the Veda. Veda is full of knowledge. That is Veda. Everything is there. But the ultimate knowledge is how to inquire about God. How to understand God. Vedaisya sarver aham eva vedya. Krishna say, Vedaisya sarver aham eva vedya. Whole idea of understanding Veda to know Krishna, to understand Krishna. There are two parts of Vedas. Material knowledge is there, spiritual knowledge also there. But ultimate knowledge is spiritual knowledge. To know God, to understand God. That is called Vedanta. The ultimate knowledge is to know God. Tata Brahma Jignasa. Here Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam, the ripened fruit. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of that Vedic knowledge, Vedic tree. The desired tree of Vedic knowledge, the ripened fruit is Srimad Bhagavatam. See, fruit is very ripened fruit is very nice. Sometimes unripened fruit is not tasty actually, every time. But you take it out unripened fruit and make it ripened, it won't be so tasteful. But if the fruit is ripened in the tree itself, it is very, very tasty. Therefore it is said that Nigama Kalpataru Galitam Phalam. It is a ripened fruit, Srimad Bhagavatam. How sweet, very tasty. Any fruit which is ripened on the tree is very tastier. Then artificially you plug it and make it artificially ripened. And it is more tastier. It is said that Sukhamukad Amrita Darba Samjitam. If it is more tastier, if it is caught by a parrot, the taste is enhanced. So in this Srimad Bhagavatam is compiled by Srila Vyasadeva and spoken first time by Sukadeva Goswami, a liberated soul. So therefore it is more tastier, realizable, more tastier. Amrita Darba Samyutam. Its taste is more enhanced when it is spoken by the Sukadeva Goswami. That means it is written by the great Vyasadeva, Mahamuni Kirte, Srimad Bhagavata Mahamuni Kirte. Bhagavan Chakre Hari is the empowered incarnation of the Lord who compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, the beautiful Bhagavatam, and preached by his son Sukadeva Goswami, a great personality, great leader, great preacher, great liberated soul. That means Prabhupada explained very nicely that when the teacher is very good and student also very good, then things will be more tastier. Teacher writes and disciple preach. That is, then it will be more realizable. Amrita Darba, Amrita Nectarian, Amrita Darba Samjita. Pivatam Bhavatam Rasamalayam. Then you take that nectarian juice. Vishwanath Chakravarti said that this is juice without any seeds and all. It's like a completely like juice. No more seeds and any kind of inside that mango has the seeds. But here in these fruits of Bhagavatam there are no seeds. It's like make it juice like this, juicy bra. Pivatam Bhagavatam Rasam Alayam. You drink this juice, and this juice is realizable not only by everyone, also a person who is already alayam is already liberated. Liberated person also, they release this beautiful nectarian juice of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is so sweet, is a ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge. Ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge. So this Bhagavatam is so sweet that even liberated soul release it. What to speak about others? Because alayam also means merge into spiritual existence. Those who are merged into, because we are now merged into material existence. Therefore there is no release, no rasa. Muhura rasika bhuvibhaga, the rasa, the taste is not there. Everybody wants the taste, enjoyment. That is the whole idea. Just like an example, if I see a rich person, I want to also be a rich person. I want to be enjoy like him. A rich person is going to 5-star hotel, 7-star hotel. That is natural. So we also think that Krishna is so enjoying. So why not I enjoy? Therefore we have come down to the material world. As soon as I am thinking of that, I am come down to material world. I cannot enjoy in Vaikuntha. And in this here, I am lording over the material nature and trying to be master like Krishna, imitating Krishna, trying to enjoy. But material existence is a perverted reflection. There is no mango, real mango, only reflection. So I am trying different way. Kamadina kati katina palitadun nidesam. Kamadina, the lost pura, full of lost, no prema. The rasa is called prema, this taste. The enjoyment in spiritual world called prema, but enjoyment in this material world called lust or sex. Lost actually. But it is only perverted. This is a perverted reflection of real enjoyment, real mango. It is just a reflection in the water. If you jump into the water and trying to taste the mango, cannot, because it's a reflection. We are trying in a variety of way. Kamanina kati katida palita dunnidesham. Katida means how many way, how many lusts we are trying, jumping here, jumping there, to taste that rasa. But we cannot enjoy that rasa because this is a reflection. Material existence is a reflection of real enjoyment. Real enjoyment is there only in spiritual world. Here we cannot get any real enjoyment. Only in the spiritual enjoyment, the spiritual world, there is a enjoyment only. Therefore, here we trying to be enjoy, we cannot get any enjoyment. Ramante yogina satyananda chidatmani. The yogis, they are enjoying this unlimited happiness in the spiritual existence. Material existence, there is no enjoyment, it is a reflection only. Niti Rama Padena Sau Param Brahma Vidayate. The name Rama means reservoir of pleasure. Ramante Yogina Ramana. Ramante Rama, the Sabda Rama is coming from Ramana means enjoyment. That is the basis, that is the ultimate basis of life. Enjoyment. But this enjoyment in the material world is different. Unadjusted happiness, Satyananda Chidatmani, Ramante Yogina. But in material world it is frustration, it is bondage. Because there is a reflection only. Therefore Srimad Bhagavatam is giving knowledge how to get out. The Veda is giving knowledge. Veda is two kind of thing. Pravritti Maga, Nivriti Maga. Pravritti Esa Bhutanam, Nirviti Mahaphalam. Nirviti to Mahaphalam. In Pravritti Maga, the enjoyment marga is material entanglement. But detachment means, detachment from material entanglement means again come back to the spiritual existence for real happiness. And Srimad Bhagavatam is Nivritti Maga. Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us that how to go back to Godhead, how to terminate all this material entanglement. And it is so sweet because it is the transcendental narration of the activities of the Adbhuta Karmana, Harer Adbhuta Karmana, wonderful activities of the Supreme Lord. Guna Karma, Adbhuta Karmana, Guna Karma cha Adbhuta Karmana. So therefore it is stated that the Srimad Bhagavatam should be read very, very carefully, attentively, and must read. Sravanam Kirtanam Harer Adbhuta Karmana Janma Karma Gunanam Cha Tad Arthat Akhila Chestata. One should always read, hear about the, read and glorify the wonderful activities of the appearance, activities and qualities of the Supreme Lord. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the transcendental narration. It's fully transcendental narration of personality of Godhead and His devotees. So we will go through the little purport to know the more about these verses. Okay. Prabhupada given a purport. So in the purport it is said that Prabhupada is given in the two previous verses, it has been definitely proved that Srimad Bhagavatam is sublime literature which surpasses all other Vedic literature due to its transcendental qualities. It is transcendental to all mundane activities, mundane knowledge. In this sloka it is stated Srimad Bhagavatam is not only a superior literature but is ripened fruit of all Vedic literature. In other words, it is the cream of all Vedic knowledge considering all the all these patient and submissive hearing is definitely essential. With great respect, attention, one should receive the message and lesson imparted by Srimad. So already we have covered this. This is the thing that first two verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, the author, has glorifying this absolute truth and defining qualities of absolute truth, Janmadesya Jata. And second verses is glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. In third verses it is said that it is sweetness of Bhagavatam, it is ripened food. All Vedic knowledge is there. Vedam is knowledge, Vedic knowledge. You can get every type of knowledge. As a tree, like a desert tree, anything you ask, the knowledge is there. But in that Vedic tree, the ripened fruit is the Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam position is very top. Therefore, it is said that this is a natural commentary of natural explanation of Vedanta Sutra, and all essence of Sarva Vedanta Sarai, Krishna Tulya Bhagavatam. Because everybody is now in this material world entangled, everybody in a problem, everybody in a precarious situation, awkward position. They are engaged in this material world, engaged in this prison house, material prison house. To get out from that, that is important. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is a process of how to get out from this entanglement. Apara sansara samudra setu bhajamai bhagavata soyam. Apara sansara. It is stated in Padma Purana. Tamadidevam karunanidhanam tama lavannam sui avataram. It is the literal incarnation of the Godhead. Apara sansara samudra setu. We are now thrown into this material ocean of existence. Very difficult to cross. It's unfathomable, unsurmountable. Maya is unsurmountable. The ocean of Maya, ocean of material existence. And to get out, we need some help. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a breeze. You don't have to swim. You cannot swim. You will be drowned. It's a breeze. You can walk nicely and cross this ocean. Apara sansara samudra setu. Just like Ramachandra Raman, Lord Ram built a setu, Ram Setu. Within 5 days it was built. So that all the soldiers, passed the ocean and went to Lanka and defeated Ravana. Similarly, here is a samudra, this Apara Bhagavatam is like a breeze to cross this ocean of material existence. So therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam position is very, very important. The Prabhupada say in the purport that one should very seriously receive. Seriously receive. Sravanam supathanam vicharanam paro bhaktya vimuchena nara. Bhagavatam 12, 13, 18. It is said that Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very important. Vaishnavanam, Srimad Bhagavatam amalam Puranam. It is spotless Purana. And Vaishnavanam Priya. Those who are Vaishnava, it is very, very dear to the Vaishnava. Jasmin Paramansam Ekam Jnanam Paramagyate. This is Paramansa Jnanam. Tatra Jnana Viraga Dharma, Jnana Viraga Bhakti Saita, Naiskrimyam Aviskritam, Sravanam Patanam, Vicharanam Parabhaktya Vimuchane Naraha. This is beautiful. I show you these verses. It is in 12, 13, 18 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is said that very nice verse. The importance of Bhagavatam and how to read it. Srimad Bhagavatam is a spotless Purana. It is most dear to the Vaishnava because it describes the pure supreme knowledge of Paramansam. This Bhagavatam reveals the means for becoming free from material work together with the process of transcendental knowledge, renunciation and devotion. Anyone who seriously tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. That is important Srimad Bhagavatam. So if one seriously hear, study and contemplating the subject matter, then easily one can liberate it. That is the whole idea. Vedic knowledge not only gives you the knowledge of Pravriti Maga, also Nivriti Maga. How to get liberated from this entanglement. That is the whole idea. and these Vedas ripened through this Bhagavatam process. Shraddhaya Nityam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Savanam Shraddhaya Nityam. It is said that, beauty, another verses, that if you read this Shraddhaya, Sunnatam Shraddhaya Nityam, Ganantascha Chestitam, Kalena Nati Dirghena, Bhagavan Visate Hriday. So it is said that if you hear it with faith, Kalena Nati or Na Ati Dirghena means not so long, very quickly. Bhagavan Visate, Krishna will come and stay in the heart, appear in the heart. That is the benefit of Bhagavad. Therefore, it is stated that you should hear it. Pravishta Kannar Andhrena Sonum Bhava Saruraham Bhunati Samalam Krishna Salilasya Jathasara. It will cleanse all the dirtiness and Krishna will come and appear. That is the effect of Bhagavatam. Therefore, in the first week, the superiority of the Bhagavatam has been given. Also, it is to be received with very seriously, with respect and attention. So then second purport, Krishna Prabhupada has written, the Vedas are compared to desert tree because they contain all things knowable by the man. That is called Veda, means Bit Sabda, to know. Veda, Veti vid Veda Jnanam, Veti Veda vid Jnana. They deal with mundane necessity as well as spiritual realization. Mundane things also there. The Veda contain regulative principle of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medicine, chemical, physical, metaphysical, subject matter and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above, beyond all these are specific direction of spiritual realization. Regulated knowledge involves a gradual raising of living entity to the spiritual pratma. High spiritual realization is knowledge that the personality of God, it is the reservoir of all spiritual testers. Very nice purpose, very nice thing to understand this. So here it is stated here, Prabhupada has given that Veda deals with both mundane knowledge and spiritual knowledge. Pravriti Maga. But Pravriti Maga here, Vedic knowledge, not to encourage them to get more and more entanglement, rather regulate them, just like enjoyment, meat eating, sex life, everything is there, everybody wants to do that, but it is regulated. Material world, people who have come to material world to enjoy, because we cannot enjoy in spiritual world. Krishna is only enjoy, so we want to enjoy individually, unfortunately. Therefore we have been caught by Maya and we have been pushed and put into this material existence. Krishna bhuliya bhagovancha karibo bhagovancha kare nikatastha maya tare jhapatiya thare. So we have forgotten Krishna and come to here imitate Krishna. Therefore Vedic knowledge given a knowledge how to enjoy, but regulated way, so that gradually we can come to the position of liberating or getting out from this entanglement. That is the whole idea of Vedic knowledge. Therefore one of the verses it is said that everything, meat eating, sense enjoyment, all these things is not meant to entangle, but ultimately comes to the position of renunciation. Just like a government giving license for wine shop. Government does not want that everybody should take wine and intoxicated. No, but to regulate them, so that license way it will be regulated. Naturally we have an inclination of all these kind of things, intoxication, sex, so many inability, so many bad things. So to regulate that, the Vedic knowledge has been given a Pravriti Maga. In this way we can come slowly to process of, regulative process. But devotee is not beyond. First of all, let me show the verses 11, 5, 11. It is stated very nicely. In these verses it is said that in this material world, conditioned soul is always inclined to sex, meat eating, intoxication. Therefore the religious scripture never actually encourage such activity. So here you can see that actually these are the things never encouraged. Although scriptural injunction provide for sex through sacred marriage, for meat eating through sacrificial offering, for intoxication through acceptance of ritual cup of wine, such ceremonies are meant for ultimate purpose of renunciation. Although there is a Vedic injunction that you can have sense enjoyment through a regulative process, just like a marriage. You get married, you can have a regulated sex life. And you want to eat meat, then you have to particular thing, dead of the night, you kill somebody, kill the animals, and offer to the Lord Kali, and you take it. So this is all regulated principle. And wine also same thing. In this way, ultimate purpose means you will be coming to renounce. It's not that you will go indiscriminately, you become intoxicated, everybody should be intoxicated. No. Therefore, there is some restriction is there, some regulated is there, regulation. Without regulation, you cannot come to Krishna consciousness. You cannot make your life successful. Bhagavad Gita 6:17 also, it is stated that eating, sleeping, everything, recreation, everything should be regulated. Otherwise, you cannot practice yoga. You cannot practice. Yogi means how to revive your Krishna consciousness, God consciousness. How to get out from this material existence to spiritual existence. The process is called yogic process. And for that, one has to be regulated in all the things. Chapter 6, 17 Bhagavad Gita also say. So here Krishna Prabhupada is saying that this is only the regulative principle for gradual rising of the living entity to the spiritual platform. We have now come down, fallen down from the spiritual platform to material platform and trying to enjoy it, but enjoyment is not there, it's a poverty reflection. The enjoyment we are doing is just temporary. It is more and more causing bondage. So that Vedas say that you go for regulative knowledge. Also Vedas deal with spiritual realization. Go to Nibriti Maga. No, you can go to also direct liberation. Instead of going through the devotees are not going through all this regulative process to come to the point of spiritual platform. Krishna consciousness, beauty of Krishna consciousness is that 1 minute one can surpass all the things. There is no need of all this regulative principle. As soon as one Krishna consciousness automatically surpasses, automatically come to spiritual platform without a gradual process. We have practically seen this way. As soon as one join in our Hare Krishna movement, he give up meat eating, sex life, illicit sex life, meat eating, gambling and intoxication. On the other hand, government is paying so much money to rectify them, but they failed also. But here, as soon as you come, that is the beauty of it. That is Bhakti Yoga, directly. One immediately become purified. Tatakhyana, Sanmatam Sokata Krishna, Punya Sarvana Kirtana, Hudantustani Avadrani Vidhunati. Immediately one cleansed of everything. All inability, all dirty thing. Nasta Prayasu, Abhadresu, Nityam Bhagavata Seva, Bhagavati Uttama Sloki, Bhaktir Bhavati Naistki. All the Abhadrami, all the dirty things will immediately almost wiped out, cleansed. Dhunati, Vidhunati, Dhunati Samalam Krishna, all clear. All clear. We don't have to gradual process come to the spiritual platform. At once we will come. Sarvadharman parityada mam ekam saranam vada ham tum sarva papebhyo mukhya sami mas. That is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Every living entity beginning from Brahma and firstborn living being within the material world down to the insignificant earth desires to release some sort of taste derived from sense perception. The sensual pleasure are technically called rasas. Such rasas are different variety in revealed scripture. Following 12 varieties of rasas are enumerated: Rudra, Raudra, Adbhuta, Sringara, Conjugal, Bhasya, Comedy, Veera, Chivalry, Daya, Mercy, Dasya, Servitorship, Sankhya, Paternity, Bhayanaka, Horror, Vivasta, Sak, Santa and Vatsalya. Sum total of all these rasa are called affectional love. Primarily such sign of love are manifested in adoration, service, friendship, paternal affection, conjugal love. And when these five are absent, love is present indirectly in anger, wonder, comedy, chivalry, shock and so on. For example, when a man is in love with a woman, the rasa is called conjugal. But when such loving affairs are disturbed, there may be wonder, anger, shock, even horror. Sometimes loving affair between two persons culminate to ghastly murder scenes. Such rasas are displayed between man and man, between animal and animal. There is no possibility of exchange of rasa between man and animal, between man and any other species. So the rasas are exchanged between the members of same species. But as far as spiritual are concerned, concerned, they are one qualitatively with Supreme Lord. Therefore, the rasas were originally exchanged between the spiritual living being and spiritual whole. The spiritual personality of Godhead, the spiritual exchange or rasas is fully exhibited in spiritual existence between living being and the Supreme Lord. Very good. Krishna is explaining that what is this, why you are here, the rasas. Rasas means mellows, the enjoyment, and that rasa is actually 12 type. Primary type is adoration, Santa rasa. Then Dasya rasa, service like Hanuman, friendship like Arjuna, Sakhya, parental affection, Vatsalya, then conjugal love, Madhurya rasa. So these are 5 basic and 7 sub rasas are there. When 5 rasas are absent, the 7 rasas will be manifesting. So whole idea from the Brahma to Ant is rasa. Thereafter this rasa. But these rasas are available in spiritual existence. In material existence there is no rasas. We are trying different way, but it is reflection. Therefore there is no rasa, no taste. There we are frustrated. So Prabhupada says that the rasa can be exchanged between men and women, but just like even bird also there is kind of rasa, this enjoyment spirit is there. The enjoyment propensity is already there. The spirit is there even in the bird also. Because we are Janmadesya Jata Sachidananda Vigraha. Lord is Anandamaya Vasya. We are also Anandamaya because we are contaminated here. The enjoyment, so-called enjoyment, is contaminated in this material existence. Therefore, we are not deriving any rasas. So, rasas are there in spiritual existence. Ramanti Jogina Satyananda Chidatmani Rama iti Rama Padanasau Param Brahma iti Sabhyati. The rasa is there in the spiritual existence. Therefore, yogi is there, they derive the unexhausted happiness from spiritual. But here we are trying to work hard to get that little rasa, but that is all temporary. Also, this is a perverted rasa, contaminated rasa. Therefore, Rishivadev says that, what is that? Nayam deha devajam liloke kastam kaman arati vidbujam tapadibya putraka jena sattam jena suddhyate satyam tasmad brahma sokyam anantam. Don't go or don't work like a hog and dog for this temporary happiness. Go for this tapodivyam, go for austerity or execute this Krishna consciousness, devotional service. Savanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Bada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmani Vedanam, Iti Punsar Pita Vishnu, Bhakti Chena Namalakshana. This 9 kind of bhakti, Navada bhakti. So go for that bhakti. Go for that tapasya, austerity, penance. To purify your existence. That means get out from material existence to spiritual existence. And then you can enjoy Ananta, Aikantika Sukham. Ananta Sukham, unexhausted happiness. Brahma Sokyam. That is recommended by the Rishabdev. So here Prabhupada is saying the same thing. This actually our spiritual exchange or rasa is a natural to us with Lord, because we are eternal part and parcel of the Lord. So naturally we have exchange of this rasa, 12 rasa. But here we have disconnected from the God and we are now searching after this rasa which is already perverted here. So we are not getting any rasa here. All material rasa is perverted, contaminated. So we are not getting any rasa here. So we are frustrated. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is therefore described in Shruti Mantra Vedic hymn that fountainhead of all rasa, rasavaisa. He says rasavai, rasasavai. So he is the fountainhead of all rasa. When one associates with the Supreme Lord, exchange one's constitutional rasa, Lord, then living being actually. We can be happy, everybody wants happiness. But as soon as we will come in contact with the Supreme Rasa, the fountain of Supreme Rasa, Rama, reservoir of pleasure, Rama, Ramante Yogina Anantam. Rama means reservoir of pleasure, reservoir of happiness. When you come in contact with Ram or Krishna, then we can supremely enjoy. Ram means Ramana. Ramana. From Ramana, Ram is coming. Enjoyment. Supreme enjoyment. Lord is supreme enjoyer. Bhaktaram Jogam Tapasam Sarvalokka Maheshwar. So when you come in contact with that supreme enjoyer, Krishna, Ram, then we will become also enjoy. Very happy. Shruti mantra indicates that every living being has this constitutional position which is endowed with particular type of rasa to be extended with personality of Godhead. In this liberated condition, only the primary rasa is experienced in full. The material existence rasa is experienced in the perverted form. See, same thing is a perverted form. In spiritual existence, only primary rasa has been extended. And this perverted form is which is temporary. Thus, rasas of material world are exhibited in the material form, Raudra and so on. So here it is different. It's a perverted form. It is temporary, transient, flying, feeding. Therefore, our happiness in this material world is very much flying, fading, fleeting, transient nature, momentary. Therefore, one who attains the full knowledge of this different rasa, which are basic principal activities, and can understand the false representation of original representation of the original rasa, which are reflected in the material world. The learned scholar seeks to release real rasa in spiritual form. In the beginning, he desired to become one with the Supreme. Thus, less intelligent transcendentalists cannot go beyond the conception of becoming one with spirit whole without knowing the different rasa. So, if they do not know that rasa, revelation does not mean that we merge into the existence, Supreme. That is wrong, because they have no idea about Supreme rasa. So, therefore, the learned men, they always seek. The sevheta praviteta kovita. Those who are intelligent, they seek for that rasas, that real rasa, not the reflection mango, real mango on the tree. Sometimes these Mayavadis, they do not, they tried, they jump into the water, seeing the reflection of ripened mango, but they are frustrated. They are jumping here and there, and there. So, where is mango? Mango is not there. They are frustrated. It's not real mango. No taste, no rasa. Therefore, they say there is no mango. Neti. So, that is their problem. But devotees know that. Karmi, they are frustrated. They are trying, again trying. Chewing gum like a punna charvanam, charvitam charvananam. Punah charvatya charvitam charvananam. This is what karmi. Addanto govi visatam tamistram punna charvitam charvanam. Bhagavatam, Prahlad Maharaj say, these karmis are again and again chewing the same thing. They know that there is no rasa. This is reflected mango, reflected enjoyment, reflected rasa, perverted. There is no rasa, chewing gum. After some time, the rasa is gone. We are chewing, no rasa here. Still you are jumping, finding out, searching. This way, that way, this way. Kamadina katina, katida palita dunnidesam. Kamadina katina, katida palita dunnidesam. Kamadina means all this lost. Kati means different lost, different varieties. Lost is varieties. No. Katina in varieties way. Palita obeyed. Dunnidesas, order of this one. They are following this order of lusty desire. And they are not ashamed. Na karuna, na tarpa, na upasanti. They are not ashamed of this. There is no mercy. There is no upasanti. There is no, contentment, satisfaction in this material lost. Therefore, it is said that it is bahu dukkha bhada. Jena maithanadi grihamedim sukhami tucham कंडुनेन करो बहु दुख बाद, कंडुनेन करो बहु दुख बाद, तृपंति कृपनेहा कृपण, तृपंति नेहा कृपण, दुखम दुख बहु दुख भाज, कंडुतिवान मनुष्यजाम, मनसीजाम, दिस इज ऑल मनुष्यजाम, ऑल दिस इल्यूजन ओनली, मनसीजाम, विषहेत धीर, 7945 Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that the highest form of lust or enjoyment in material world called sex life. But this sex life is kandunena karo dukkha dukkham, is all misery. It's just illusion, manasijam. It will not satisfy you. Therefore, here Prabhupada mentioned it's a perverted rasa. You cannot get this rasa. In this sloka, it is definitely stated that spiritual rasa, which is released even in the liberated state, can be experienced in the literature of Srimad Bhagavatam due to its being ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge. And that rasa, here it is stated that Nigama kalpatalu galitam phalam sukhamukad amruta darbya samhitam pibatam bhagavatam rasamalayam. What is that rasa? This rasa is not material rasa, this spiritual rasa. Rasa, real mango. And that can be experienced in this literature. Srimad Bhagavatam is so good. You can get that rasa, the nectarian juice. Very nice, tasty. This Srimad Bhagavatam is so important, so sweet. The sweetness of this literature. If you read it, hear it attentively, you will get that rasa. The genuine rasa. Genuine enjoyment. Everybody is seeking from Brahman to ant. Brahma also seeking happiness, we also seeking happiness, ant also seeking happiness, but we cannot get happiness in this material existence because the happiness here perverted, not real, temporary, transient. We can get that happiness only in spiritual existence. Therefore, this Srimad Bhagavatam is bringing that rasa to us, so that when you drink that rasa, we will experience the same rasa, spiritual existence, what we experience in spiritual existence. Even it is tasty, when a person is even liberated state, it is also tastier. Pivatam Bhagavatam rasam alayam. Rasam alayam. Those who are merged, alayam has two meanings, merged into the existence, spiritual existence, or those who are so much absorbed in spiritual existence, merged. We are merged into material existence. Those who are liberated, they are merged into spiritual existence. So liberated stage also, this Srimad Bhagavatam is releasable because it's a ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge. Therefore, it is very releasable. By submissively hearing the transcendental literature, but one must be very careful to hear message from the right source. Srimad Bhagavatam is exactly received from the right source because it was brought by Narada Muni from the spiritual world, given to his disciple Vyasadeva. The latter turn delivered the message to his son Sukadev Goswami. So Sukadev Goswami delivered to the message Parikshit Maharaj during the 7 days before king's death. So Sukadev Goswami was a liberated soul from his very birth. He was liberated even in the womb of his mother. He did not undergo any sort of spiritual training after his birth. In birth, no one is qualified, neither the mundane nor the spiritual sense. But Sukadev Goswami, due to his being perfectly liberated, so did not have to undergo evolutionary process of spiritual realization. Yet, despite his being a completely liberated person, situated in the transcendental position above the three material modes, he was attracted to transcendental rasa of Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is adored by liberated soul, who sing Vedic hymn. The Supreme Lord pastime are more attractive to liberated soul than to mundane people. He is of necessity of not impersonal, because it is only possible to carry on transcendental rasa with a person. Very good, very nice Prabhupada given, very nice purport Prabhupada. So nicely Prabhupada mentioned. So here Prabhupada has mentioned that this spiritual rasa, see this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a very spiritual rasa, full of nectarian rasa, has to be received from the right source. Narada Muni spoke to Srila Vyasadeva. Srila Vyasadeva has compiled so many Veda, Vedanta, Puranas, Upanishad, Mahabharata. He was not satisfied. So Narada Muni came. Why you are not satisfied? Because you have not broadcasted the message of Krishna. the transcendental pastime of the law, you have Supreme Personality of Godhead, the transcendental activities of Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have not broadcasted, therefore you are not satisfied. What to speak about reader? Simply by you want to give some benefit to the readers, you have to compile this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a full of transcendental narration of activities of the Supreme Lord. Janma karma chame divyam evam jabeti tattatva tatta deham punarjanma nayati mameti sorgi. Jasyang bhayeshwari manayam Krishna parama puruse bhaktir utpadayate punsam sokom mayam bhayepa. So there is no transcendental narration of this, any literature who does not contain the narration of the wonderful transcendental activities of the Lord, that is called Bayasam Tirtham, the pilgrimage of crow. Pilgrimage of crow is a filthy place. The crows are attracted to filthy place. You will find a crow not in the beautiful river, I mean ponds, clean ponds. They will be always in filthy place. But swan, you will find a very nice clean pond, lotus, around the lotus flower. That is the difference between crow and swan. So any literature which does not contain the narration of the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Lord is considered Bayasam Tirtha. On the other hand, any literature contained, they are very exalted, contain the transcendental narration of the transcendental quality of the Lord, they are called very highest transcendental. The Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narration. So it has to be received from the very, very right source, liberated stage. Sukadev Goswami, Vyasadeva is not an ordinary, Vyasadeva is an empowered incarnation of the Lord. Therefore it is said that anartha upasamam sakyat bhakti yogodakyacha. It is very beginning, it is said that in previous verses that Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Kirte is not as ordinary, it is Mahamuni. Kimba Pared Ishwara, there is no need of any other literature. As soon as you hear and glorify Kimba Pared Ishwara Sadhya Udasya Abaruddhate, Krishna will come and stay. Simply by hearing and glorifying. That is the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is compiled by Bhagavan Chakre Hari, is compiled by the empowered incarnation, Vyasadeva, and spoken by Sukadev Goswami, who is by birth is liberated. Therefore Bhagavatam should be read from a Bhagavatam, not from any Tom, Dick and Harry professional reciter. It is stated in Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Bhagavata Parogiya Bhagavata Sthane. You should read Bhagavatam from another Bhagavatam. Just like we are reading Bhagavatam purport given by Srila Prabhupada, he is a Bhagavata. There are two kinds of Bhagavata, Book Bhagavata, Bhakta Bhagavata. Book Bhagavata is compiled by Vyasadeva. Bhakta Bhagavata is that who is conducted his life according to book Bhagavata, that is called Bhakta Bhagavata. Just we are now reading Prabhupada, the Bhakta Bhagavata, therefore it is easy for us to understand the very complicated sloka very easily. By going through purport we are easily understanding this, because it is given by the Bhakta Bhagavata. Therefore it is stated that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended you should read from the hear the Bhagavatam from the Bhakta Bhagavatam, a liberated state. Just like Sukadev Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj is a death-bound king. So the young devotee, liberated devotee, Sukadev Goswami, in his very 16 years of old, he is showing a path, way to immortality to a death-bound king Parikshit Maharaj by explaining Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the process of way to immortality, but it has to be received from the right source. Yaha Bhagavata pada Vaishnavara sthane ekanta ashraya kara Chaitanya charane. That is spoken by Swarup Damodar Goswami. So here Prabhupada is telling you should receive from the right source, then is possible. And this rasa, then it is possible to taste that rasa. Otherwise, the rasa will not be there. Vaishnava mukhat giram. If you hear from the Vaishnava, that is not a liberated, not a Vaishnava, what happened? The rasa will be poison, not nectarian. Because it is touched by the serpent, it becomes poisonous. Milk is very nice, but when you touch by the serpent, it becomes poisonous. So it becomes poisonous. They will jump into rasa dance. What is rasa? Bhagavatam, rasa lila. First of all, you should understand the gradual process. We cannot immediately go to rasa. You have to gradual process. You can go to rasa. First of all, you get liberated. You cannot immediately jump into the rasas. First of all, you should know the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, you will say, oh, Lord is immoral. And so on and so forth. In Sanskrit, the parrot is also as sukha. When a ripened fruit is caught by red beaks of such bird, it is sweet flavor and none. The Vedic fruit, which is mature, ripe in knowledge, is spoken through the lips of Srila Sukadeva Goswami, who is compared to the parrot not for his ability to recite Bhagavatam exactly as heard it from the learned father, but for his ability to present the work in a manner that would appeal to all classes of men. Very nice. It says that Nigama kalpatru galitam phalam sukhamukad amruta dharma. The ripened fruit is very nice, tasty, but it will more tastier if it is caught by the parrot's beak. That is a practical thing. You can taste it. Nowadays they are plugging and artificially ripened. There is no taste. So here Sukadeva Goswami is compared to parrot. Why parrot? Is not only that he will recite it very nicely, whatever he had from the Vasudev, but also to present it so nicely, appealing to all classes of men, just like Prabhupada. Prabhupada's book is very, very popular in the world. Highest selling, highest read book is Prabhupada's book. All his book, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is. Why? Because his presentation is so good, so sublime, so simple, that it appeals all classes of men. Therefore, we are reading Prabhupada's book. He is a true representative of Sukadeva Goswami. When that Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami touched by Srila Prabhupada, it is understood by all classes of men. Although we have no ability, we don't have any Sanskrit scholar, neither we have any material knowledge also. But to understand this ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, it's not like ordinary books. The ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam. To understand that is easier because of Prabhupada. Because of Prabhupada. The subject matter is so presented through lips of Srila Sukadeva Goswami that the sincere listener who hears submissively can at once relish transcendental taste, which are distinct from the perverted taste of material world. The ripened fruit is not dropped all of a sudden at planet of Krishna Loka. Rather, it has come down carefully through the chain of disciplic succession without change or disturbances. Foolish people who are not in the transcendental disciplic succession commit great offense by trying to understand the highest transcendental rasa, known as rasa dansa, who is following the footsteps without following the footsteps of Sukadeva Goswami, who present the fruit very carefully by the stage of transcendental realization. One should be intelligent enough to know the position of Srimad Bhagavatam by considering personalities like Sukadeva Goswami, who deals the subject so carefully. This process of disciplic succession of Bhagavata school suggests that in the future also for all the time Srimad Bhagavatam has to be understood from a person who is factually a representative of Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Professional man who makes the business out of reciting Bhagavatam illegally is certainly not a representative of Sukadeva Goswami. Such a man's business is only to earn livelihood. Therefore, one should refrain from hearing lecture from such a professional man. Such men usually go to the most confidential part of the literature without undergoing gradual process of understanding the grave subject. They usually plunge into the subject matter of the rasa dance, which is misunderstood by the foolish class of men. Some of them take to him immoral, while others try to cover it up their own stupid interpretation. They have no desire to follow the footsteps of Srila Sukadeva Goswami. Very important point. Here says Sukadeva Goswami invested his 9th canto to describe who is absolute truth, what is his activities, what is the glories, what is his position. Then only he came to the highest thing, which is rasa dance or rasa, the supreme rasa. He never jumped into the Supreme Rasa, 10th canto. He gradually, he came to that point. 9th canto, whole 9th canto has been read, invested by Sukadeva Goswami. Then only one can get into understand the rasa, the Supreme Rasa, Supreme exchange of mellow between Supreme Lord and living entity. Some people jump into the rasa without even understanding the tattva. Who is God? What is his position? As a result, when you hear about rasa dance, they think that, oh, Krishna is immoral, he is dancing with other women. They have no idea that everything belongs to him, all his energy. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikratir Haladini Sakti, all his energy, everything belongs to him. Everything is his expansion. Just like we enjoy, Krishna also enjoy. All Krishna enjoy, we enjoy means Krishna also enjoy. Everything comes from Krishna. But his enjoyment is different. He is Atmaram. He cannot enjoy separately like mundane thing. He is fully satisfied, supreme enjoyer. But when he desires to enjoy, he expands himself. All these things are there, expansion of Haladini Sakti. They have no idea, everything belongs to him. Therefore, he is a Papa Vidhi. Nothing is so-called immorality never touch, so-called sin never touch him. Dosayam na teja, tejosim na dosaya. So-called audacious transgression of immorality is not applicable to Supreme Lord. King has no mistake, it is said. So everything belongs to him. He can enjoy, he can do anything. Nothing immoral about him. So we are meant for enjoyment actually. We also meant for enjoyment. What to speak about rasa dance? But we are mistakenly we are thinking that no, we don't want to enjoy we don't want to give enjoyment to God. We want to give enjoyment to dog. Therefore we are rotting and rotating in this material world. Therefore it is said that one should be very carefully follow the Sukadeva Goswami footstep, how he gradually comes to the rasa dance, the ultimate rasa. One should conclude, therefore, the serious student of rasa should receive message from Bhagavatam in the chain of disciplic succession. So, Prabhupada's last paragraph is given that one should conclude, therefore, that the serious student of rasa should receive the message of Bhagavatam in the chain of disciplic succession from Sukadeva Goswami, who described the Bhagavatam from its very beginning, not whimsically to satisfy mundaner who has little knowledge in transcendental science. Srimad Bhagavatam is carefully presented that a sincere and serious person can at once enjoy the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge simply by drinking the nectarian juice through the mouth of Sukadeva Goswami or his bona fide representative. So, if you want to enjoy that rasa, the Srimad Bhagavatam rasa, as it is described, it is so sweet. But if you want to enjoy that sweet, you have to go through the parampara system. Means you should hear from the Sukadeva Goswami or through his representative, bona fide representative, who present this in a parampara system, the way the Sukadeva Goswami presented, not the jumping into the 10th canto, no. This is sahajya. They have no knowledge, they are thinking cheap things. No, gradual development. So therefore we should approach a bona fide spiritual master who is a representative of, genuine representative of Sukadeva Goswami through the disciplic succession. Then only we can enjoy this rasa. Otherwise very difficult, we cannot understand it. Simply we will go Krishna Katha, Hari Katha, all nonsense will come. Then you will find out that they are all frailties, inabilities will found in them, because they have not followed the disciplic succession. They cannot enjoy that rasa. So there is very, very nice verses that how this Srimad Bhagavatam is not only great but also sweet, and that sweet can be received through a disciplic succession who is a representative of Sukadeva Goswami. Very nice, because everybody wants that rasa, sweetness. Everybody wants happiness, enjoyment, mellows. Everybody wants that enjoyment, sense pleasure. But that sense pleasure is perverted. Therefore, the transcendental literature is full of prasas. It will give you happiness, give you liberation. If you properly hear from proper place, attentively hear, seriously hear from proper source, you will get that. You will get out from this material entanglement and will be eligible to enjoy that real rasa in the spiritual existence. Thank you very much. All glory to Srila Prabhupada, all Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.